Hey guys, so welcome back to my how-to series. Today's topic is part 2 of how-to Rothschilds. So guys, Rothschilds are people who are actually going to really, let's say, take you down in life, and you need to realize that there's a new currency going on in the world now. So you have to realize that those people who heard my message just earlier, you guys have to really start sharing the message around. You have to realize that no matter what, that the world will shift into a better way of life. So with that said, you have to realize that as soon as the world shifts into a new currency, we need to make sure that no matter what happens, the actual dollar that you see today in all countries except for China's economic system is going to run the world. You understand? So it can either be Chinese money, or it can be a totally new currency, and we all have to agree on it. You understand? We all have to agree on it, because that's the only way that we can actually overcome the stock market, that we can overcome Rothschilds, that we can overcome the system of the governments and bank systems. Why? Because guys, you can see they're printing their own money, you understand? And they're making themselves richer with the money. And we need to be able to start making our own rules now. We need to start making a bigger positive impact in the world. And instead of being slaves to money, let's do something much better, where we can create some more government education systems such as business, finance, spirituality, personal development, and also marketing and sales, to be in our actual public schools for free. So in our elementary schools, so that no matter what happens, those people can never overtake us. Guys, the whole point of living life is to realize no matter what happens in life, you need to be someone worthy of life. So to be worthy of life, you need to realize that you need to help around, and you need to realize to contribute into a better way of life. So that being said, just see that these Rothschild family, whatever they are, that they will never help you in terms of life. And with that said, you realize that whatever happens in life, just make sure that you're positive, make sure that you're living your life, make sure that no matter what, there is always a better way for you to live life, which is, let's overcome them. Let's overcome them. Let's realize no matter what they do, that they are never the type of people that are supposed to be running the world right now, and that we need to really do something in our power right now, which is share the message around, get to China, realize no matter what happens, that they are never in control of us. Make sure that no matter what, that we make a new currency, make sure that we can just live in freedom, because life is about freedom. Guys, the Rothschilds own the government banks, which is Commonwealth Bank, Westpac, ANZ, and also St. George Bank. All of those banks that you see in Australia, the Rothschilds own them. And you have to understand the financial economic system. So with Grant Cardone, for example, that guy is accumulating more real estate, and guess what Rothschilds is doing? He's doing the same thing. You understand? So with that being said, every time the government pours money into the system of the stock market exchange, which is the Rothschild system, Rothschilds are getting richer and accumulating more real estate to go with that. So guess what? Who is to say that Rothschilds will never give money to those people who have real estate to really buy off their real estate? Understand? And since it's a trillionaire versus a billionaire, a trillionaire can give him 3 times the price of their real estate, and the guy will sell it. Understand? And that's why that no matter what, you can see that more money is always greater than less money, and more money will rule over those people who have less money. Understand? So for example, no matter what happens, your real estate today is never safe, as the Rothschild family has taken over the world. So whatever you do today, even though you see that you may have 8,000 real estates, 40,000 real estates, guys, that real estate in decades to come and centuries to come will be overtaking you. The Rothschild family will make sure that you have no real estate. You understand? Because the actual real estate will be owned by the Rothschild family everywhere in the world. You understand? Because there's a World War III coming. Now, you have to understand there's a World War III coming. unless we really start to observe this and we actually start to do something about it. Because I'd rather there be no wars, I'd rather there be no millions of people dying for this, and that's why I start here right now. And no matter what, currently on Instagram, guys, I've got less than 10 followers. And I never do it for them. I just realized no matter what, that you guys will see this message eventually. And whatever happens is you can see how to overcome the financial barriers of the world. And no matter what happens, realize that the Rothschilds are people who are never on your side. They're people who are going to take you over. They're people who are going to control you and make you a slave all your life. So the best thing that you can do right now is make sure you support me so you can support yourself. Make sure no matter what that you spread this message around. Make sure that no matter what happens, you're a person who is never dying in life. Make sure that you're living and growing up in terms of life. Make sure that no matter what, you're contributing more, because that's the only way that we can overcome this. Make sure you're taking more action. Make sure you're speaking up. Make sure there's always a better way for you to do stuff. In terms of life, in terms of finances, guys, you have to realize that finance is very important. You need to be able to do finance daily. Otherwise, guys, you'll never have money. Money is made easily, as Tony Robbins says. Those people who have money are the people who have studied money. So you need to study money, and I've already given you such as my mentors who can teach you about money. Now, it's very important to have mentors in daily life. It's very important to realize that when you have mentors, they will teach you what you need to learn to be able to go and take the action. Once you take the action, it's up to you. Understand? So based on this video and where I'm bringing you in terms of this video is financial economics, so you can see how the world is really working. You understand? For example, the government systems have the education system, which is the formal education system. They own the banks of all Australians and 99% of the world, which I've said. And you have to realize that no matter what happens, you have to be spot on with what you're saying in terms of life in order to lead, in order to really see that financial economics is only going to ever be solved when we move away from the Rothschilds' money. So once we do that, you have to realize there's always a better way that we can do this. There's always a better way that we can lead. There's always a better way that we can really make sure that nobody has position of power over us. Because no matter what, it's much better for Rothschilds to keep their own money while we make a new money, while we make a new currency, make China the most powerful in the country and in the world. You understand? Because that way we can make sure to run the world in a better way, in a better economic system, rather than a system where you have to be a slave to a 9-to-5 job and where you have to get loans from the bank and all of this kind of stuff where they charge you and where they're taking your money. You understand? Because that money is anyway going into the stock market and it's rising every single year by 11%. You understand? And you have to realize that when the market fluctuates, it means that you just lose. Anything that fluctuates in life is a loser. You understand? That means, for example, when you fluctuate in life, you're just going up and down. You never go up and down in life. Life is just going up. You understand? Because you can see, for example, Rothschilds, the 11% increasing every single year. And you have to be a person who's always increasing yourself every single year in order to make sure that you stand up for yourself, make sure that you're in a better headspace, make sure you're doing something more incredible, make sure no matter what, you're never feeling sorry for yourself, make sure you're always doing something you can to really succeed, really prosper, and make sure that you're just tuning into yourself every single day. So with that being said, you realize that the financial economic system is rigged everywhere in the world, and for you to start accumulating more real estate now is really a tragic way to live, because guys, you have to realize that the more real estate you accumulate, the more you pass it down into your generations, and what's going to happen is that the Rothschild family will buy you out, and you understand? And with that real estate money, you have to realize wherever that money is going is into the stock market, because guys, no matter what, it's either going to be in the gold, where it's going to be sitting in one place for you, or into the stock market. So you have to realize, because of this, World War III will start, and I hope to God that people do see this message before I pass away, So no matter what, you have to realize that sometimes in life you have to do something really clearly. You have to really speak up for yourself, and you really have to be on your game when you're speaking videos and when you're doing videos in terms of life, because that way you can really do something. And when you have a message, when you're speaking up, when you're doing something to speak up, when you're motivating yourself every single day to really do something special, you will always find a better way where you can speak it on video, you can speak inside a video, you can do something to realize, to make a stand for something, that the financial economic system is the better way with one currency only. Because guys, no matter what happens, there's always a way that we can live life. There's a way that we can live life, and it's without the Rothschilds. It's about, let's make sure that we have ourselves the most, make sure no matter what that we're never lacking anything, and we just need to stay away from the Rothschild family and what they're doing, because guys, that's how we take control of the world. Now, we need to make sure that the governments are never asking us to vote, and that the governments are asking us to vote. For example, that we are asking the government people to vote. Now, who is the government people? The Rothschild family. They are saying, so there's only one person running the world in terms of money, and that person is the Rothschilds. So you have to realize, with that being said, there's only one way that we can really move forward, and that's to remove Rothschilds from our life so we can start doing something more positive. So no matter what happens, guys, this video is just, let's say, all over the place in terms of what I can say, and there's always something going on in terms of financial economics. Make sure you're tuning in. Make sure no matter what, you're a person never failing. But guess what? You have to fail. You have to fail to make a better life, a better butt. You have to realize no matter what, there's always something more to say in terms of financial economics. Make sure you're tuning in every single day to Robert Kiyosaki's podcasting and also Grant Cardone's real estate deals. Why? Because guys, no matter what happens, there's always going to be something more to say about this. So guys, I'll just leave it here because I see no matter what that there's something more I can say in terms of other sequences, in terms of my life. And guys, I'll make sure that you guys, no matter what happens, will see me in the future. And there is no future in life. And I realize no matter what, never explain yourself. Just realize to be a better person. Realize no matter what, there is a better way to live life. There's always a better way to do stuff. So make sure that you're always just more positive, always doing something more incredible, making sure that you're really living life, making sure that you can see something incredible in yourself.